Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
There came of a decade of uncertainty. A vote to leave the EU would be the start, not the end, of the process. It would lead to a decade or more of uncertainty. Why would it take twice as long to withdraw from Europe as it took to win the Second World War?
Because of the length of time that it takes to do trade deals and to make alternative arrangements. So if you look at the average trade deal that is done, they take years. Canada's trade deal, still not fully signed off, has taken 7 years. And remember that we would have to negotiate alternative arrangements, not just with the EU, and that would be problematic enough, and the other side has not told us what kind of arrangement that would be, but the one thing that is becoming increasingly clear is it would not give us the benefits of the single market that we currently have, but actually with the 35 other trade deals that the EU has done, which is more than 50 countries, all of those arrangements would fall as well. So we have to do a trade deal.
Why wouldn't we just say put aside the need to negotiate a single market arrangement with the EU, why would we not say to these other countries like Morocco, South Korea and so on, we'll just continue with the existing trading relationships? Why would they not agree to that?
Because automatically all of these deals fall.
But
and
only
therefore
if
we have
want
to.
Them to.
Yeah.
Why would they
no,
not?
Why
would Morocco not continue to trade with us on the same basis as it does at the moment?
The question is not whether people would continue to trade. The question is what terms of trade would be, and we would have
on
to
the same basis.
We would have to renegotiate. Firstly, with the EU, which would be highly problematic, and we would be deeply disadvantaged by the process that would automatically be triggered to us doing so.
Stick with the moment.
Yeah,
with the non-EU country.
Yeah, I'm going to come to that.
Why would a country that happily trades with us at the moment under the EU rules that were negotiated, why would they not continue to trade with us on the same basis out of the EU?
Well, it entirely depends on the kind of deal that we are doing with the EU. If we are unable to do a deal with the EU, we fall out altogether and then into the World Trade Organization rules, which means that we trade with tariffs, which would be immensely damaging to British business and to jobs.
Hold on, you mentioned tariffs, but in your Project Fear scenario, sterling also slumps. Sterling's down by about 20%. The average tariff on cars would be 10. Overall, we'd be much more competitive because we'd face a tariff wall of about 10, but we'd be 20% more competitive.
Well, look at what would happen.
What's wrong with that?
Well, what is wrong with all of this is that we have at the moment a situation of certainty where businesses know that they have access not just to the single market, but also to the 50 or more countries that have done deals with the EUs and more in the pipeline at the moment. That gives certainty. We face the prospect of huge uncertainty because the other side will not say what kind of deal would be on offer. They don't know whether it would be like Norway or like Switzerland. These are countries that have the benefits, or some benefits,
but they're all very
of access
open, aren't they?
to the.
I mean, there's essentially an open market from Iceland through to Turkey.
No, there isn't a single arrangement through that. There are bilateral
but essentially
deals.
Open border. Why would the European Union pick on us and not include us in that largely open market from Iceland to Turkey? Why?
Well, because as the German finance minister said today, we cannot have access to the single market without accepting certain things. Those include freedom of movement and paying in. And overall, the single market gives us much greater benefits to our businesses than an alternative arrangement. That is why it would be economically damaging to leave it, in the view of most businesses. The important point is this, that the EU, it's not just a question of the deals we would have to do with the EU. It would also be with the 35 other countries, with more than 50 further deals, leading to a period of huge uncertainty and damaging for British business and jobs.
Because we have discussed that already. John Longworth, the DG of the British Chambers of Commerce, suspended for coming out in favour of leave. Did anybody involved in Downing Street have something to do with this? Is Downing Street's hands in this directly or indirectly?
No, I think that's a ridiculous suggestion. I mean, I'm not surprised that there is unhappiness in the British Chambers of Commerce because they were meant to have a neutral position. The majority of their businesses in a recent survey said that they wanted to remain, just as a majority of IOD
So
members
no
want to
Downing
remain.
Street hand?
No, absolutely not. Why? Why
Thank
would
you.
they?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Herbert.